Lisa Brady, Fox News, deliberating for a second day at the New York hush money trial that former President Trump calls rigged to interfere with this year's election. Republican Party Chair Michael Whatley tells Fox News the campaign has been winning while he's in court.
We have raised more money than Joe Biden while he's there. $1 million a day is coming in online while people are watching this trial and are outraged by it.
He calls it weaponization of the judiciary. The former president is charged with falsifying business records. Earlier today, the jury rehearing some testimony and instructions from the judge. Boeing meets a deadline to come up with a new safety plan. Executives presenting it to FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker in a more than 3-hour meeting today.
The flying public should feel that we're increasing our oversight to an appropriate level with Boeing. We certify each aircraft right now coming out off of the line.
And Whitaker says a limit on production of 737 MAX jets will remain until problems are resolved after a series of safety issues, including January's mid-air door panel blowout. More than 20 Senate Democrats, including Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, want the Justice Department to act on signs of price fixing in the oil industry, sending a letter to the U.S. Attorney General.
The letter points to ExxonMobil's plan to buy Dallas-based Pioneer Natural Resources, a $60 billion deal. The Federal Trade Commission gave the okay, but the agency also found Pioneer's CEO, Scott Sheffield, may have conspired with OPEC to raise crude prices and banned him from being part of the merged entity. Democratic senators want an assessment for antitrust law violations.
Fox's Colonel Scott. Petroleum lobbyists say senators are reacting without knowing details of the FTC findings. A machete attack in Times Square. New York City police say it happened this afternoon. A man stabbed in both legs. He's in stable condition. They're searching for 3 suspects. America's listening to Fox News.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name Clay as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
A House Democrat says there are other ways besides voluntary recusal to remove 2 conservative justices from certain cases.
Maryland Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin writes in a New York Times op-ed that it seems unfathomable that Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito should be allowed to decide for themselves if they could remain impartial in 2 particular cases, one having to do with whether former President Trump has immunity, another to do with whether January 6th protesters were improperly charged. So he writes that the Justice Department could petition the other 7 Supreme Court justices to require Alito and Thomas to recuse themselves. Raskin says authority for this exists under the Due Process Clause of the Constitution or through an actual federal statute that he says mandates judicial disqualification for questionable impartiality.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal, with Chief Justice John Roberts just declining an invitation to meet with congressional Democrats on the recent controversy over flags flown at Justice Alito's homes. Roberts in part citing separation of powers and the importance of preserving judicial independence. The vice president tells graduating Air Force cadets the nation is counting on them to continue America's dominance in the sky and in space.
America's air superiority is unmatched and unbroken, Vice President Kamala Harris told newly commissioned officers at the Air Force Academy.
And today, around the world, our allies are in awe and our adversaries in fear.
She says U.S. air defense is on display in Ukraine, Israel, in the Indo-Pacific.
And as officers, our nation is counting on you to preserve and extend that strength.
It was the first time Harris addressed the academy in Colorado, where most cadets are commissioned into the Air Force or Space Force. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
An hour to the close, the Dow's down 292. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Your only local Good afternoon. I'm Andrea Drake with your local and regional news from the Sierra Radio Network newsroom. Here's what's happening. The infestation begins as thousands of the katydids known as Mormon crickets return and plague homes and ranches in South County. Lassen County's Ag and Waste Department says infestations have largely been detected in Milford, Herlong, and Constantia. Large swaths of the ground-dwelling insect native to the western U.S. have created slick roadways in neighboring Nevada, yet have once more crossed the state line headed for the high deserts of northeast California, as they prefer barren, sandy soils. The insect can bring significant concerns as it has a voracious appetite for vegetation, posing a threat to home gardens, crops, and rangelands. The Ag Department says Mormon crickets are most active during warm, sunny days, seeking shelter during the night, adding that drought conditions can encourage their infestations. In response to the alarming rise in cricket populations, the Ag Department has suggested various control methods for homeowners and ranchers. This includes building a fence or slick barrier made of chicken wire tightly covered with sheet plastic to protect flower beds and garden areas. And you can also create soil pits or water traps placed at intervals that can catch the crickets. You can use Sevin or Permaguard as a chemical or bait method deterrent. You are urged to be vigilant of any infestations and use the suggested methods to reduce their numbers and avoid significant damage. According to the University of Nevada, Reno, their life cycle spans 60 to 90 days. If you notice the growing amount of markings along Main Street, you're not alone. These are marking the way for Caltrans Middle Mile Broadband Initiative project. Work will bring you delays through summer into October as crews work their way along State Route 36 from the Highway 139 junction to US 395 in Johnsonville. The project is being completed in cooperation with the California Department of Technology and Tiker Energy and Utilities Group. This construction is part of the state's effort to build a reliable and resilient middle mile broadband network across the state to improve local connectivity. Construction activities are currently planned to begin this Monday, June 3rd. This will initiate one-way traffic controls with delays under 15 minutes Monday through Fridays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can expect temporary short-term sidewalk and driveway closures along with limited bicycle access and on-street parking in areas where the contractors are working. The project again is anticipated to be completed by early October. A mine burglary in Sierra County has left 2 arrested and 1 man still at large. On Sunday morning, just before 8, the Sierra County Sheriff's Office received a report of a break-in at the Telegraph Mine in western Sierra County. 2 males were seen stealing tools. When the mine owner sounded an alarm, the suspects fled the scene with their faces covered. Sierra County deputies with support from Yuba County deputies and a CHP helicopter responded immediately and detained Samantha Cuxton, 31-year-old, for providing false information. She does face charges including aiding and abetting and possession of the stolen property. The 2 male suspects initially evaded capture. However, later that day, they were spotted in Goodyear's bar, but deputies arrived after they had left. The next morning, a break-in at the Sierra County Road Department yard in Goodyear's bar linked the mine burglary suspects to a stolen minivan. By Tuesday, Yuba County deputies arrested Dustin Million at Bulliard's Bar Reservoir. The second suspect, Joshua Pollan, remains at large, believed to be in the Dobbins area of Yuba County. Anyone with information on Joshua or the stolen minivan, a white Dodge Caravan, is urged to contact the Sierra County Sheriff's Office or the CHP. And you can have your say in how Manzanita Lake Recreational Area has opportunities to best serve the community. I'll have more details on how you can do that coming up in more local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE.
Gray Eagle Meadows Golf Course in Plumas County is just over an hour from Susanville and Chester Lake Almanor, and just 1 hour from Reno and Tahoe. Enjoy the stunning mountain views at the first course to open and the last to close each season. Golf Digest includes Gray Eagle Meadows on its list of best places to play. Golf White Hawk Ranch and Gray Eagle Meadows for one low price with our 2-play card. Conquer the Hawk and soar the Eagle. Visit them at GrayEagleMeadows.com. That's GrayEagleMeadows.com.
I'll never get these bills paid. Who has time? I have work, the kids' soccer practice, yoga, and...
Relax. Go to cityofsusanville.net and click I want to, then pay utilities.
Really? Hey, you're right. Done.
I told you it was easy. CityofSusanville.net not only makes bill paying easy, but has great tips on water conservation, an event calendar, and info for all city parks and facilities. Next time, remember, CityofSusanville.net.
Hey, neighbor. Good to see you. Say, I wanted to ask, where do you get your propane?
At Staub & Sons. They've been around for 60 years, and they're committed to our community.
Do they deliver heating oil?
Yep, and diesel, propane, and kerosene, too.
Sounds like they can handle all our energy needs.
Absolutely. They offer tankless water heaters and propane-powered appliances, too. They're online at edstaub.com.
Hey, thanks. I'll get in touch with Ed Staub & Sons today.
Milk, veggies, pasta, OJ, burger, IGA sauce, and...
Grocery time?
Yep.
Hope steaks are on there.
The freshest you can buy.
That's a big list.
No worries. We're shopping at our local independent hometown market, Susanville Supermarket IGA. The freshest vegetables and meats, and with quality IGA products, we save even more.
Where it's the summer stock-up sale at your IGA. Assorted pork chops, just $3.77 a pound. Fresh chicken breast or thighs, $2.97 a pound in the family pack. Boneless New York steaks, $9.97 a pound in the family pack. Sweet fresh cherries and whole cantaloupes, both $1.89 a pound. Blaze Classic or Kettle Cooked chips, $3.89 a bag. Best Yet or IGA ketchup and mustard, both 2 bottles for $3. Bullseye barbecue sauce selected varieties, 2 bottles for $4. And Coors or Coors Light, 18-pack cans or bottles, $18.99 plus CRV.
Shop your locally owned hometown IGA, open 7 days a week.
Like Susanville Supermarket IGA on Facebook.
Carlson's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, expert advice, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit in-store in Susanville or online at carlsonstirepros.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
1212, local news on 93 JDX, 1240 KSUE. You can have a say in how Manzanita Lake recreation opportunities can best serve the community. The National Park Service is looking for your input on the design, concept plan, and environmental assessments for the Manzanita Lake developed area of the Lassen Volcanic National Park. The public comment period will be open now through July 1st. A previous round of public comments in summer of 2022 did help inform the development of this plan and its environmental assessment. Volcanic National Park proposes improving facilities and providing opportunities that can better align with public needs and expectations. If you want to learn more before you submit your comments, there will be 2 virtual public meetings you could attend, hosted by the National Park Service. That will be held Thursday, June 13th at 10 a.m. and a second at 6 p.m. Information about how to access the virtual public meeting can be found on the park's planning page. Written comments may be submitted by visiting that planning page or mailing them to the Lassen Volcanic National Park to the attention of the Superintendent, Roseanne Worley. And today does mark the 110th anniversary of the eruption of Lassen Peak in Lassen Volcanic National Park. On May 30th, 1914, Lassen Peak awoke from a 27,000-year-long slumber with a steam explosion. Over the next 3 years, the volcano continued to erupt, with its events documented and popularized by the Northern California media. The following year, on May 14th, glowing blocks of lava did become visible about as far away as 20 miles to the west. By the next morning, a dome of lava had also filled the crater at Lassen Peak summit. The greatest climatic event occurred on May 22nd of that year at around 4 p.m. when Lassen Peak exploded, creating a larger and deeper crater near the summit. A column of volcanic ash and gas rose over 30,000 feet into the air, was visible from Eureka, a 150 miles away. The pyroclastic flow even devastated an area of 3 square miles, transforming into a destructive mud flow of melted snow mixed with the volcanic ash that rushed 15 miles down Lost Creek to Old Station, causing extensive flooding. A Susanville native, Jeff Jamison, shared some stories from his grandfather, recounting how the sky darkened as if it was night, with word that the blanket had extended as far away as Elko, Nevada. Today, while Lassen Peak sleeps, active steam vents, hot springs, and bubbling mud spots remain in the park. The U.S. Geological Survey California Volcano Observatory operates a sensor network to detect any signs of the volcano awakening, noting that it only remains a matter of time with almost certainty that the Lassen area will yet again experience volcanic eruptions in the future. And that is what's happening today from your only local news radio, keeping you informed and connected to your communities throughout Lassen, Plumas, and Sierra counties. Northeast California weather. At 12:15, here's a look at your 3-day northeastern California weather. Currently at about 67 degrees outside the studios here in Susanville. We are expected to see those highs peak right around 80 today. We'll see clear skies remaining overnight. Lows down to 46. A warm up for your Friday, highs near 86 degrees with a light breeze in the morning. We'll see clear skies stick around overnight and lows around 51. And for your Saturday, those highs will remain in those mid to upper 80s. However, it's going to get breezy, winds gusting as high as 20 and 25 miles per hour. That warming trend will continue into the middle of next week with those highs peaking near 95 degrees. All your weather updates heard right here throughout your day, as well as while you're on the go through our app, Sierra Daily News. Also found on our website are obituaries provided by Fink's Funeral Home. All new announcements will be heard here each weekday following your news at noon. And the friends and family of Odette Swift would like to remind the community that there will be a memorial service held for Odette this Saturday at the Honey Lake Valley Assembly of God off of Standish Buntingville Road in Janesville. That service will begin at 11 a.m. To learn more about the life of Odette, again, you can visit SierraDailyNews.com. And that will wrap things up for your Thursday noon news updates. More local news coming up for you on Live at 5 with your hosts Amanda and Aaron. And this evening, they're going to be welcoming Cheryl Kolb with the Quincy Chamber of Commerce with all the fun details about what's happening over summer in Quincy. You won't want to miss all those details. Catch you back right here starting at 5. And also, we're getting set to announce our big winner of our Dream Cruise aboard Princess Cruise Lines to sunny Cabo San Lucas. If you've already qualified, make sure you're listening in tomorrow morning within the 7 o'clock hour when we draw for our next vacation getaway winner. To win, you can register at our vacation sponsors, then listen to hear your name to qualify for our cruise getaways. We're going to be giving one away next month. It's going to be our final one, so you still have time to get in. Right here, your official vacation station, 93 JDX and News Talk Sports, KSUE. From the Sierra Radio Network Newsroom, thanks for joining me with your news at noon. Stick around. Your checkup on health is next. Then more of Sierra's Best Country on 93 JDX and Fox Across America, Jimmy Fela on 1240 KSUE.
Are you dealing with blood sugar issues that make you feel sluggish after meals or have low energy in general? Do you crave sweets and junk food? Have you been told that you are pre-diabetic or at risk of developing diabetes? It is important to learn all you can about healthy lifestyles to prevent this disease or manage it well. Northeastern Rural Health Clinic offers a free diabetes class. We meet every third Tuesday each month from 2 to 4 p.m. We discuss all issues and challenges of living well with diabetes or preventing it. Everyone interested in learning about diabetes is welcome. This month we are meeting on Tuesday, May 21st at 2 p.m. We will have a guest speaker provider, Tanya Villers, F&P, discussing the role of medications to help control blood sugars and how they work. If you have questions, call health educator Debbie Jones at 251-5000. That's 251-5000, or just show up on May 21st at 2 p.m. Hope to see you there. A service of Northeastern Rural Health Clinic, where quality health care is your choice and our commitment.
Check up on health with Chris Whitting.
How do you know if you're getting enough calcium in your diet? Dr. Felicia Cosman from the National Osteoporosis Foundation says if you eat a balanced diet, calcium supplements are probably not necessary.
We calculate approximately 300 milligrams for every serving of high calcium concentration food, milk, yogurt, cheese, and some of the highly fortified foods. that include some of the citrus juices, for example, and some cereals, though they vary a lot in the amounts of calcium in each one. But for the high calcium content foods, about 300 per serving times 3 per day, and then you get some calcium in trace sources in the diet, fruits and vegetables, grains, and other products. That adds up to 1,200 a day.
If you do use calcium supplements and overdo it, the most common side effect? Kidney stones. With Checkup on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
eBay Motors is here for the ride.